Hey guys, a few minutes ago, I was on here, maybe 10 minutes ago, and I told you that today we gild. Do you know what gilding is? It's gold leafing, right? Maybe you call it gold leafing. I don't know. Gilding, gold leafing. I don't know if there's an official term for it. I'm going to call it gilding, or I'm going to call it gild leafing. I'm probably going to flip-flop between the two. So, keep up. All right, this is gilding. See? It's like a gold accent on top of your stuff, and it looks like it was a buried treasure. It's not supposed to be 100% gold. That's called gaudy. We're gilding, not gaudy. So we are going to gild today. This I did at a workshop. Do you know every now and then I hold make and take workshops at different events or venues, and a lot of them are home shows. So I run the whole feature, which is like usually a weekend or 2 weekends long, and they're workshops. And I find people just like me or just like you or whatever. You got to be crafty. And they come in, and every hour on the hour, they teach a different craft. And sometimes I sit in on these workshops, even though I teach them too. You know, there's a lot of people more craftier than me out there. Yeah, there are. I just fake it a lot. So I sat in on a craft workshop with Stylish Patina. They are from Virginia, and they're fantastic. And she's got like 3 crazy little children. She has twins and then a baby, and I don't know. So her and her assistant did a gilding class in Virginia, and this is it. So they brought this fantastic piece of molding, plain, unfinished. We painted it gray, and then they showed us how to gild. So we added the gold on top, and then I added an antique stain on top, and we sanded it, and we had a lot of fun. Then I added this hook, and I finally figured out what to do with it because it was so beautiful. I didn't want to give it away. So I added this hook, and now this hangs in my bathroom, and I am like Zsa Zsa Gabor with my gilded towel hook, with my Walmart towels on my gilded hook. So here's gilding. I'm going to teach you how to do gilding. I recently refinished this table. Refinished is really giving me a lot of credit. I spray painted it. You can look back on thepaintathome.com to see what this originally looked like. So I painted the bottom black, and I painted the top with like a gray wash. But then I wanted to go one step further, and I started gilding the edges, right? Because I'm getting into the whole rustic glam routine. Rustic glam, that's me, baby. Zsa Zsa Gabor on the farm. So what I did first, here we go. We're going to start to gild. First, you're going to need this sizing. It's called sizing for gold leafing, or sizing for gilding. So I got everything on Amazon. You could just Google it. So you're going to paint the sizing where you want the gold leaf to go. And I don't do it perfectly because I don't want the gilding to go everywhere. If you want a solid piece of gold on yours, you're going to put the sizing everywhere. The sizing's clear. It just looks like a really, really watered down glue. And while I was waiting for it to arrive from Amazon, I actually watered down glue, and it worked the same way. But I thought I would just use the real thing here. If you don't have sizing, water down some glue, just regular old school white glue. Let it get tacky. So that's why this is part 2 of my video today. The first one, we were just waiting for it to get tacky. And who wants to sit around and wait for paint to dry? Not me. So I didn't think you did either. So here's the magic trick. This is how when you order the gold leafing, this is how it arrives. Just little sheets of gold sandwiched between 2 pieces of paper, right? So it's really delicate, and it's not that cheap. I think it was like $6 or $7 for this little stack of maybe 3/4 of an inch of gold leaf. So this is how you're going to use it. Sometimes I even cut it in half because I like the smaller pieces. So if you have an option when you're ordering it from Amazon, go for the smaller squares. These are probably 1.5-inch squares that I ordered. I know they come larger, so if you're doing a larger piece, you're going to want larger, but I just like to add accents because, again, it's gilding, not gaudying. So I just like little accents. So this piece I actually cut in half earlier. So we're going to start with this. Here's how simple this is. Remember, you don't want it to look perfect. If you want it to look perfect, you're on the wrong channel. So the sizing again is tacky. I did it about 10 or 15 minutes ago. They say to wait a half an hour, but I don't have that much patience. You're just going to lay it down on there. It's very floppy. And you're just going to press it down like that. Can you see? Tell me if you can't see and we'll go a little closer. But see? So there we go. We just put this piece on. This is what I did earlier because I wanted to show you what gold leafing looked like in the first place. So get back there, camera. Okay? So now we're just going to take the gold leaf. You can even, some people use a paintbrush to tap it on, but I don't know. My finger seems to work just fine. Here's how I like to do it. Keep it on the one side, open up the paper, and then just lay it on the spot where you did the sizing, and ta-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you rub. Just push it down, and it's going to stick to wherever you put the sizing. And don't waste those yummy little pieces either. Sometimes I'll take a nice brush, where's my nice brush, and kind of like just tap it, just push it down a little like that. Okay? So I think this is a pretty good workshop, right? I was so happy to take the workshop when I took it, so I have to share my info with you. So I'm going to go around. I don't want it everywhere, so I'm going to like willy-nilly slap it on, right? See how I'm missing some spots down there? I'm going to turn this around for you in a second. But this is how easy this gilding is. So I'm a fan of spray paint, you know, and I have been known to use some gold spray paint, but this really gives you a different patina. You know, the spray paint goes everywhere. This gives you that aged look. And we're also going to do another step to it, to age it as well. I have some dark brown wax we're going to rub on top. So, are you getting the gist of this? We're going around the table with the pieces of gilding leaf stuff, right? So there we go. Push. I use the paper that it comes with so it doesn't stick to me. Oh, see, look, it does. And this is good stuff, so use it. I used every little nook and cranny. Even at the end, I like sweep it all up in a pile and then I jam it back on here again. And it'll stick to wherever you put the sizing. So see? See where it's floppy and it's not sticking? That's because there was no sizing there. And I don't want it to stick everywhere. So let me give you a close-up. So what we're doing today is gold leafing, which is so simple and I highly recommend it. What I did was I ordered some gold leaf from Amazon. I just Googled gold leaf. So you want to get the smaller packs if you're doing just accents on the end of a piece of furniture, which I'm loving the accents on the furniture. We're going for like a rustic glam kind of look. I don't want perfect. I don't want gaudy. I'm not like Real Housewives of New Jersey. I'm more, speaking of, who is watching that Sweet Home Alabama? No, Oklahoma. Sweet Home Oklahoma? I think it's Oklahoma on Bravo. Oh, if you're not watching it, they're only up to episode 3. You got to get on it. It is like me and you. It's not the Real Housewives, and I am a huge fan of Real Housewives. You know it. Farmhouse Glam. That's right, Stephanie. Farmhouse Glam. Farmhouse Glam. Or we're calling it that from now on. So start watching Sweet Home Oklahoma, and you're going to fall in love with those chicks. So we're not doing the Real Housewives of New Jersey with the glam. We're doing the Farmhouse Glam, like Stephanie said. Right, Steph? Okay, so you got that? We did the sizing. Step 1 is the sizing. Paint the sizing willy-nilly, just wherever you want it, on the edges, not on the edges. Mix it up a little, and then let the sizing sit to dry. They say 30 minutes. I don't have time for 30 minutes. I waited about 10, and look, it worked. So, with the magic of television, I have some gold leafing already done for you. So I'm going to show you step 2. Let me give you the close-up. This is the look we're going for. Okay? I want it to be farmhouse glam. I want it to look like I found it, and it used to be painted gold, and it's not painted gold anymore. Well, it is still painted gold, but it's rustic and dirty and messed up, and I have 3 kids, so I like everything to begin rustic and dirty and messed up. And then that way, nobody ever knows when my kids make it dirtier and more messy and stuff like that. So, step 2. You can take a sanding block or a piece of sandpaper, and I just gently rub over the gold. right? So you're just going to gently rub the edges and you're going to get a worn look, right? So I'll give you a close-up of the worn, rustic. I really should have shut some blinds, right? I'm trying to give it, can you see how it's like crackly and chippy and perfect and perfectly messy? There we go. Is that better? Can you see? Yeah. Yes. It's awesome. It's a new fave. We're bringing back, what was that show that it was either Zsa Zsa Gabor or Ava Gabor and they lived on a farm? Yeah, that's the show. Someone tell me what that show was. I can't remember, but it was like, now I want to sing the song and I can't even sing the song. I'll look it up later and add it to this. Look, I know how to add it to this. I don't. I can't even make a video. Next step. Here's what I did. Now this is willy-nilly, and as you can see, I'm doing it right here in our family room. So it's not a messy job at all. So I'm taking some brown cream wax. Any old dark wax will do. Shoe polish does the work. You can water down brown paint. Make it work, sister. Okay? I happen to have the real thing. Okay, wax. So I'm just going to dip a little. I just dipped from the lid. This thing is going to last me like 8.5 more years because this is enormous and this is how much I'm going to use. Okay? So, willy-nilly again. I'm just going to brush over the gold leaf that I already did. Now, if you were watching earlier, we did some fresh gold leaf. I'm not going to add the stain to the fresh gold leaf just yet. I'm really going to let that sit and cure a little, like maybe like an hour or two. And I can do that because I'll go change the laundry out and multitask like every good mom does, right? So I'm going to just drag my brush along with the brown. I kind of like that the way it is. Let me give you a close-up. Right? So it just adds a little bit of age to it. So I like a smooth, soft, flat brush. I'm going to show you my favorite brush, and you can see how well loved it is by how dirty it is. Tap a little bit of the paint in, and you're just going to drag the brown across it. Okay? We're dragging the brown across. You get a double shot of me in the mirror behind me. Okay? Then we get an old rag. And really gently, I just wipe it really gently. This dries pretty quickly. It's water-based, so it dries quickly. I'm just going to rub that on there. And that's going to just like dull the finish a little bit because we don't want shiny gold. We want a worn, aged gold, right? Would you agree? So is anyone going to do this on anything they have? You could do the edges of furniture, like the corners of a dresser. Just rub it, and then remember, when you're doing it, don't overanalyze and be like, I put that on. Just go along, move along, move along, move along, move along. It's not supposed to look perfect. Keep it moving, keep it moving. The closer up you look at it and start to analyze it, this isn't for you. You need somebody who's willing to deal with some of the imperfections because that's what we want. We want it to look imperfect. We want it to look found and a little bit of age added to it. If you want the whole perfect look, then you're at the wrong channel, like I said before. So that's that. So we're going to let that dry. Let me give you a close-up one more time. Isn't it adorable? So come back later. I'll stage the whole table. Oh, look at that. I love it. Now I only did the edge. See the top I did like a gray wash. The base is spray painted black because you know I love a spray paint. All right, so that's it. So I'll stage this and put like a cute little caption on it. So I hope you go out and gild. Let me know if you have any questions. Bye.